Hi, welcome back. I'm Joe, and this is The Ultimate Love Letter. And thank you for joining the conversation. Thank you so much for sharing energy and sharing space and just being here, a part of this community. Thank you for helping build this platform and this mission to inspire a multitude of a million. Thank you for being a part of the million. Thank you for sharing, for encouraging, for inviting others that you feel could benefit from the conversations we have. These conversations are very much a dialogue between me, you, God, Spirit, Source, whatever you call it, whatever you call your God. These conversations are very much surrounded by that very powerful higher pull, that higher force that we all have within us. So thank you so much for your effort, for your energy, for your prayers, for your listens, for your subscribes, for your likes. Thank you for sharing energy and sharing space. With that, I felt that we should discuss faith. Let's get into it because, everything we're doing here, specifically within our online community, is very much a faith walk. It's very much doing it blindly. It's very much me hearing a call and choosing to follow blindly into that uncertainty simply because I felt a call. And, I will say every day that we have been creating these moments to just be together, to feed one another, it has been confirmation every single time that I am doing God's work, that voice that has led me here to build a community and a space where we can be fed. It is confirmation every time that we join in on these conversations that is exactly what I ought to be doing, that I heard correctly. What has it been? I don't know, 6 weeks, coming on 6 weeks. Every day, these conversations have just been uplifting to me personally, uplifting to others. I love when I'm hearing that these messages are resonating. I love the dialogue that's opening up, not only on our platform, but off. I thank you so much. I'm a thank you girl. If you don't know, I understand now, I am just filled with gratitude. And so it is all possible because of faith. We've heard the saying, faith without works is dead. And I can't say if I was the same person I was years ago that I would have listened to the intuition, to spirit, the way I'm able to do it now. And the only way that I've been able to move now more boldly, more confidently, more securely, more deeply in what I'm being led to do, the voices that I hear, the nudges, the prompts, is because I chose many years ago to take a big leap of faith when I heard a loud voice telling me to resign my job. If you haven't catch that conversation, it's one of our earlier conversations. And it is when I had heard God say, How long was I going to allow others to dictate whether I work or not? And I know he was calling me to resign during a pandemic, resign when I had no savings, resign when I had nobody else at home that was paying these bills. It was the biggest leap of faith of my entire life. And probably still arguably the biggest leap of faith I've ever taken today. But when I decided to take that suicide leap of faith, because it felt like very much like suicide, wow, to just quit in the middle of a pandemic, no money, like that was crazy. But God caught me. He caught me midair. And he has been catching me midair ever since. And because I took that life leap of faith, because I decided in that crazy, profound moment to actually trust the voice within, he did catch me because I listened, because he knew he would. And did I say because I listened? Because I've never thought about what my life would have been like, what would it have been like had I not listened? Wow, it just hit me. What would my life would have become had I not listened? I would have probably still been working that mundane job, that career that I thought I would love, the career that I had worked and took 25 plus years to build. I would probably be still the director and directing housekeeping departments in hotels. Ill to think that would have still been my story today. And in fact, the hotel that I left has actually closed like 3 months ago. And I did think back like, wow, if I wouldn't have taken that leap of faith in 2021, I would have been losing my job this year in 2024. And would I have been spiritually and mentally prepared for that? I would have been probably now just trying to figure out like, oh my God, now what do I do? But thank you, God. See, God works in beautiful, mysterious ways. He called me to leave that job, and those old energies, those old beliefs that I needed to work hard and hustle at jobs that weren't really serving my highest purpose, that I didn't really enjoy doing, and working hard at it, just spinning my wheels, exerting energy in the wrong, misaligned ways. What would my life have become had I not taken that leap of faith? And enough with living in the past. That's over. That was a moment because I hadn't thought about that moment, but I'm going to let that go. Thank you, God, that I did take that leap. And what it means when we say faith without work is dead is exactly that. I had to trust that what I was hearing in my spirit was truth. I had to settle that in that moment. I had to know that, you know what? There's a voice. I know where that voice is coming from. I know who is speaking to me when I hear that voice. I know it is God. And I know that he only wants the best for me. He wants to prosper me. He wants to catapult me into greatness. He wants to give me the freedom to live a vibrant and adventurous life. So if he is telling me deep within my spirit, you gotta let the job go to be able to go where I'm guiding you, it was the right time for me to say, you know what? I choose this moment to trust you completely, God. It is the biggest faith walk of my life, and I'm going to go. I'm going to test this voice, and I'm going to see where it leads. You know where it left? Where it led? To the most freeing, the most adventurous, to the biggest, most fulfilling, most peaceful, most playful, calmest life I have lived to date. And the money that came, because we can't leave out the money, my income was doubled the first year out. Double. I would have never thought I would be able to earn double what I had been earning. And mind you, I had negotiated the bigger rate during 2020 because I was already hearing God tell me, let it go. So then I just thought, well, let me just get reckless. Let me ask this company for more money to keep me. And to my surprise, they gave me a significant increase. But I couldn't shake what I was hearing, which was God was telling me to give it up. So you know what? 4 months after I got that increase, I let it go, only to find that God was leading me into a path where I did nothing but swam in pools during the summer and worked on my business, engaged with girlfriends and family, and made money because of the business I was putting together. Double the income, working a fraction of the time. That is what God does with your faith. And the more we trust him in those little moments, well, that was a big moment, but the more we trust him with the small moments in our life, and you test him in those small moments, God will definitely assert himself and show you, yes, I'm good. And yes, you can trust me. Thank you for trusting me in this small instance. Maybe you can trust me a little bit more next time. And as you trust him a little bit more, when you're feeling this guidance, this spirit, this wisdom within you, guiding you to do crazy things that you know you would never do, that you're afraid to do, as you trust him and test him, when you hear him speaking, you will find he is better than he says he is. He will catch you in those moments when you are following that guidance. And when your faith muscles just begin to grow, you'll begin to trust him with bigger things, more profound things, scarier things that seemingly on the surface just seem terrifying. So if you haven't, I'll just catch you up briefly right here. If you haven't listened to our conversations, a few weeks ago, I was saying, one of the biggest intentions I had in my life was I wanted to have my entire life look like one of service, one that I'm serving others and the works that I'm doing are serving me. I didn't want any misalignment. That meant misalignment within my friendships, misalignment in my habits, misalignment with the work that I'm doing. I want it all to be completely aligned. And up until recently, the only thing I will say that was still misaligned in my life was my business. Like, I'm grateful for the freedom that it has allowed me. I'm grateful for the money. I am grateful that I'm able to do the things that I like to do outside of handling the business. But the business was not aligned with me. It still didn't serve that fulfilling purpose that I felt was impacting everything in my life. The things that I was able to do as a result of the business was great, but not necessarily the business itself. When I had to work on the business, when I had to just sit down and just take calls for the business, speak to clients that were buying our product, although I was grateful for it all, it was still misalignment. So I knew that I needed to align that part of my life. And as business began to trickle away, I knew that was an opportunity to trust God, not to panic and say I need to go out and win more business back, because I've already determined that business is misaligned with my highest self. I want everything to be aligned with me. This new business, the business of this podcast that we're building, this is aligned with me. This is aligned with the work that God has for me. So I was able to trust God yet again in a huge way, to just stand back as He begins to pick apart and pull apart the business that is not aligned with me and fill it with the business that is aligned. And you are very much a part of that. This is very much what we're doing here on our platform, here within this community, here with touching the world. And you know what's powerful is I haven't worried one night. In fact, I have been celebrating ever since. If you didn't catch it, we have lost as a company one of our biggest clients. And now that maybe a year ago would have seemed terrifying. Today, I'm not kidding, I cried tears of joy, because it has shown me how far I have grown to just be able to sit with the discomfort of misaligned business going away. To be able to know that, God, if you're taking this away, that means I am ready for the next step. If you are closing this door, that means a window, a grand window to a more aligned, more spiritually fulfilling place has opened. And I'm ready to go. And you are ready to bless in that direction. That is faith. That's faith. Because even though we're very new with our platform, we're not monetizing as of yet, I know that all the works, the roots that are already laid for everything that I need to continue flowing in. There's no minus here. Nothing is lost in God's kingdom. When God removes, it's only with the intention to replace better than. So as God removed things that did not serve me, He's added things that do. And the money is a byproduct to just living aligned with my source, with my God. The money that comes by way of our jobs, our clients, wherever, just understand God is the source. He is the reason the money is coming. Yes, it looks like our clients and our 9-to-5s, but He is the source that is allowing it. So faith without works is dead, meaning it's quite one thing to say we trust God, we trust the journey, right? We trust ourselves being capable enough to achieve our dreams, our goals, our desires. It's quite another to actually sit in that faith, in calmness, in knowing, in determination, removing, not even playing with the anxiety and the doubts and the worry that came in, because that's a lie. If you haven't heard it, and if you don't know it, let me be the first to tell you. Doubt, fear, worry is a lie from the opposition. It is only meant to knock you off your game. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for. Faith brings miracle. Don't waver when change comes. Change is only meant to guide you, to bring you to everything you're already intending to become, everything you want to be and where you want to go. Change has to happen. Change is a part of it happening. Trust. Tap into your faith in the waves, in the change, in the transition. That is the only way you are going to be able to bring about the situation, the life, the love, the peace that you're intending on. It's only through sitting in faith and in trust in the transitions of life. When you hear those whispers, those nudges, when you hear God speaking, God guiding, God directing, understand the voice. Understand who it's from. If it sounds encouraging, if it sounds gentle, if it sounds non-rushing, if it sounds loving, if it resonates with you, like you feel like, oh, something says I can do it and I know I can do it. That's God. Ding, ding, ding. Trust that voice. That's your spiritual gift. That's what we were born with. That's what we knew when we came to this earth. We knew we would be able to navigate the waters because of that voice. The problem is we forgot. The beautiful thing is we're reminded today. We are reminding each other. That is the purpose of this community that we're building, to remind us of who we are, who we have been born to be, not even to be, who we have been born as. This is our birthright. There is nothing to do other than undoing the false narratives that have been imprinting on us since we've came back here, since we've came here to earth. We are to unlearn, unbelieve all the bullshit that society has taught us, and to remember who we already are. Faith is trusting that voice in the transitions. What are you transitioning to? What do you intend to transition to? I want to hear about it. Please share. I want to be inspired. I want to assist. I'm here to serve. All I know is, let's settle this right now. We are going to receive guidance from our intuition, our soul, our God, and we are going to listen when guided, which is, and in every moment, honestly, we're guided in every moment. Go where that voice is leading, and you will find it will lead you exactly where you want to be. Isn't that magical? If you feel that anyone needs to hear about faith and the power of trusting, please consider sharing this. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. Please reach out. I'm available on most platforms. I'm available on YouTube, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, all of them at The Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation and sharing space. Thank you for your listening, for taking the time to listen. I take not one stream for granted. I am the ultimate in gratitude. Go in faith. You have no reason to doubt it. You've got this. God's got you. Until next time, we'll chat soon. Love yourself and love others. Bye for now.